Hello, everybody. Welcome to Trusty's Vintage Live Sale. Try to get in a couple of minutes early so I can start saying my hellos, but I always appreciate everyone who comes in, and particularly those who seem to be so excited they start coming in early. So special thanks to Carrie for joining in from Texas. She mentioned the live event Q&A show and tell that I had with Katie last night on Vintage and Vinyl. And I'm glad you liked that, Carrie. It was a lot of fun. I am currently, recovering is too strong of a word, but I had my second vaccine dose on Tuesday. And so yesterday I was running a fever, I was exhausted, and I tried very hard to make sure I had a good energy level for Katie's show. And I'm feeling a little bit better today, but I'm still a little tired. So I'm going to try and have some good energy tonight, but the sale's a little bit shorter tonight because of that. I don't have as many items simply because I'm not sure I can plow through how many I normally would have. But I'm glad you caught that last night, Carrie, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. Welcome, coming back, Jay Goodwin. Thanks for coming back. Gabrielle Lish, hello to Gabrielle as she is making her dinner. So we will see what she gets excited by and drops her and burns her dinner as she tries to bid on things or claim things tonight. Karen Radford coming back in the house. Howdy, 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 back to you. And there's Katie from Vintage Vinyl. And Katie may actually be helping me with claims tonight. There's interestingly, New Zealand has a different daylight savings time change. So theirs just occurred. So we're addressing some time changes with Nate. So he may be joining us later, but his schedule was that he may not be here for the beginning. So Katie is going to help me at least in the beginning. And who knows, she may do such a good job. She'll just knock Nate right out of a job. So he's got to be careful. Kim coming from Great Buckeye State. Thanks for coming back to us, Kim. Glad to have you. Rebecca coming in from the great state of Maine. Let's see, Land's End. I don't know what is Maine known as. So congratulations for living in Maine, Rebecca. But thanks for joining us is what I meant to say. Amy coming in from Minnesota. One of the things we talked about last night on Katie's show is my daughter used to go to Bemidji, Minnesota every summer for 10 years. She did the Concordia language camps in Bemidji. She did the German camps. So anybody in the Midwest, they're a fun summer camp. I mean, they do traditional summer camp things, but they're full language immersion. And they have something like 20 or 30 different languages. And so like the German one, when you go through customs, all the buildings are of that Bavaria, the Tudor style with the beams and the stucco. The French was right next door to the German, and I always wondered if they were going to invade, but maybe that was too soon. But they all had kind of the look of their culture. And I think the German one is the oldest. I think it just celebrated, or it's at least 50 years old. I remember it celebrating its 50th anniversary, 50th birthday. So thank you, Amy, for coming in from Minnesota. You got the first West Coaster coming in, Auntie Christie. Thanks so much for coming in. Katie, and Katie representing the great state of Florida. We'll see who else joins us from there. Annette, we got another great member of the Illini State, Land of Lincoln, coming in from Illinois, Southern Illinois. I'm in Northern Illinois. Thanks for joining us, Annette. Let's see, Dawn coming in from the Terp State. I keep naming like sports teams like I know anything about them, but University of Maryland and College Park. I did almost go to graduate school there. I did not, but they are the Terps, the Terrapins. So Dawn coming in. And Dawn, you might recognize as the founder of the Just One More Dachshund Rescue. And I'm actually starting to get donations already for the Dachshund Rescue. Can't say I want them because I now have to store them for the next 5 months, but it's always great when people give me those and give me those items, and definitely be showcasing those for another great fundraiser coming up in November. Irene coming in also from the Buckeye State, from the home of the Ohio State University. Yes, I went to school in Ohio as well. I did not go to the Ohio State, but I know well enough to actually add the every time I talk about them. Otherwise, people get peeved. Melody coming in from the Keystone State, from Pennsylvania. Our first Canuck is in the house. AJ's Retro and Vintage coming in from Canada. Helen Booty has come back. Thanks so much for joining us again, Helen. Halem is in the house, so right across probably the sofa cushions from Melody. So he's also from the great state of Pennsylvania. Susan Way is coming in from Mississippi, and I think she might still hold the title of the only Mississippi customer I believe I've ever sold to, whether my Etsy store or from this. I don't think I've ever shipped to Mississippi. I should do an analysis at some point. I've shipped to Alaska and I've shipped to Hawaii. I'm not sure I've shipped to every state, but Mississippi was one that I don't remember ever actually shipping to. Sandy out of Trisha coming in from the West Coast, from Pacific Northwest. We've got Mayberry Caboodles. Oh, we got, is that another name for Patricia Jernigan? So if that is, we're coming in from Texas. We've got another Texan in the house. Sue coming in from Michigan. Let's see, all I know, Michigan's got the mitten. You know, so it's like if you're from Michigan, you have to tell somebody where you live against the mitten. So let's see. Southern Buckeye, a former Buckeye state. She, I believe, is in one of the Carolinas now. Another Canuck in the house. We've got Tia Fane also coming in from Canada. Calypso Antiques coming into the house. Brian coming in from the Chicago suburbs, so in northern Illinois coming in. Oh, we got Oregon coming in from Violet. Think you might be new, so thanks for joining us, Violet, for coming in for that. Let's see, did Melody or did Rebecca just tell me what Maine was known for? LL Beans is in Maine. Oh, good. I'm glad the gourd bowls survived. That box, I was a little worried about it. The gourd was so lightweight, but I was afraid it was going to be easily crushed. That's right. LL Bean is in Maine. I should know that because where my daughter goes to school right now, I think the president of LL Bean is actually a graduate of Dickinson College, where my daughter goes. So they have all kinds of LL Bean merchandise in the school bookstore. So one of those unique things. Jeannie coming in, another Chicago suburbs. Thanks for coming in again, Jeannie. Again, another Terp coming in with Chad from Chad Retro Days from Northern Maryland. And let's see, Michelle Ann coming in also from Illinois. And let's see who we got. Carolyn Gadles coming back. I'm sorry, Carolyn, I can't remember where you are. Where you're, I want to say you're east of me, but I can't remember where you're at specifically. I apologize. I do try to remember, but I don't want to write it down because I don't like be looking up and down and try I'm cheating. So I just have to try and remember. So I apologize, Carol. Gabrielle went to the Ohio State. There we go. Buckeye herself. So she knows exactly where, she needs to hear the. So that brought her back into, that brought her back onto her phone. I don't actually have a hunk in the house. You might be confusing me with another residence, but if you meant Huck, I pet him today. Definitely, I pet him every day, but he doesn't tend to eat much. It helps him keep his figure. I need to bring him back every once in a while. I need to just bring him back and sit up there. People like to see him, but I'm not exaggerating when I say he weighs 25 pounds. So it's not something that I like carry around regularly. He perches in his little half wall, and he's very happy there. I got another West Coaster. Got Karen Dondlinger coming in from San Francisco. Actually, throw a little shout out also for San Francisco. A Instagram channel. If any of you are following on Instagram, there's a channel called The Box SF. So it's like The Box San Francisco, but it's all one word, The Box SF. He just agreed to do a deep dive with me. The long and the short of it is they are a historic building in downtown San Francisco. He is at risk of losing the building because they used to rent it out as a wedding venue. And they also have a shop. And because of COVID, they are not making the revenue they had. So not like my little channel is going to help him out, but I'm trying, I want to definitely get him some exposure. He just started a YouTube channel. He's got an Instagram channel, and what they specialize in, he's trying to become a repository of all printed material. So he's got just some amazing Victorian trade cards and stock certificates and letterheads and billheads and, just all kinds of fun stuff. We haven't decided what the topic is going to be. But when I heard he was in San Francisco, I was thinking of Karen. Not that I think Karen is going to single-handedly save them either, but the Box SF. So definitely check them out. Let's see. Debbie also coming in from Chicago, as her name says right off the bat. But she technically is in the suburbs of Chicago, as I am. Cindy J also coming in from the Keystone State of Pennsylvania and Ohio. And let's see. got somebody was just I jumped again. Where did we go? Because I wanted to mention somebody that's on here. There we go. Wow, we jumped a lot. So Christina Gonsowski, thanks so much. She's a regular contributor to my YouTube videos. Somebody was just actually Kim from Oh My Vintage was just asking me about you. I think she was waiting for you to contact her. I think you might have bought something from her sale. So she was looking for your information. So since you're here and I see you, I'll say hello and then thank you for your contributions to my YouTube channel. But when you get to when you get home, don't do it while you're driving. Kim from Oh My Vintage did just ask me about you today. So she is looking for help. I think I might have said hello to Sue already. Frenchie mom, I'm very happy when she comes back because, we do a dachshund rescue and it's always nice when, Frenchie, we're not excluding Frenchies from getting love. And so it's good that Frenchie mom is here to give her French bulldogs love. Cricket is back in the house. Thank you so much for coming back, Cricket. Diana coming in from Little Vintage Me 64, who got the first custom mystery box that was given to her as a gift. And so it was the first time that I actually customized based on requests. So not sure I'm going to do that a lot because that was hard, but it might be something I do maybe closer to the Christmas season. Probably charge a little bit more for it because it did take me a little bit longer to do, but it was fun to do. And I was happy that she loved everything she got. So appreciate you could join in the sale, Diana. And so Christina's in Southern California. So awesome. So yeah, it's probably coming home. Yeah, you are coming home from work. Lynn Dowdy coming in from Arkansas. And let's see. Gritty Gret coming back in the house. Thanks so much for joining us again, Gritty. And let's see. I hate when I miss, but I just jumped again. It's hard for me to figure out where I went back to. Thomas Lynch. So along with Sue. So Thomas is in the house again. Robin A. Also, it's always great when I have small states represented by multiple people. So Robin A. coming in from Maine once again. Let's see. Dana coming back in, Grace 2010H. So thanks, Dana, for joining me again. And did I just see? No. Let's see. Yeah, I did see Vinny. Vinty's here. So we've got another Terp. So Maryland is also well represented this evening. Vinny coming in from Western Maryland. Thanks, Katie, for putting in the information for the box SF. Yeah, and it's all one word if you need to search for it later. But if you look in, since Katie was a moderator, she dropped the link for it as well. So thank you for putting that in. Super. They do some great content and they just have some fascinating stuff. And it falls into that category of you don't know what you love until all of a sudden you see it. And some of the stuff he was showing, I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. So, you might all want to start, you may not want to follow him because you might end up wanting to start a new collection. Left Lane Finds coming back in from Michigan, so another spot on the mitten. Judy Scallett, I don't think I said hello to Judy, so thanks for coming back, Judy. Let's see. All right, I've already wasted 10 minutes. Not wasted. I love saying hello to everybody, but I do want to. Yeah, so Katie's already found her deep dive into their Instagram. Absolutely. I haven't decided, and actually this will be kind of like some homework. If anybody is on Instagram, they do have some YouTube. They just posted like a dozen videos just this week. And they're really, really short. They're like 2 or 3 minute videos. I think they're videos that they originally put on Instagram. So they've now started a YouTube channel with them. But if you go in there, we are trying to decide what to do the deep dive on. So he gave me some suggestions, and so I've talked to a couple of people about their choices. But if you see something that he's talking about that you think would be particularly interesting, let me know. And this doesn't mean I can't do more than one deep dive with him, but that's something that hopefully we will be able to schedule relatively soon. We got Rita in the house coming in from one of the Dakotas. I want to say South Dakota, but it could be North Dakota. But I do remember you're in the Dakotas, so I at least remember that. Meliart. I think Meliart is in Finland. So we've got another international. And I wanted to say last night, because Meliart was also in Katie's channel last night during my show and tell. And I saw you were in the chat, and I looked really quick, but the passport that I had did not have my Finland stamp. I did go to Finland, but I went on my next passport. So the passport I showed didn't have a Finland stamp. So I'm sorry. Yes, so Meliart is coming in from Finland. Oh, and we got another L-I&I here. We got Barb coming in from Southern Illinois. Winking Owl Antiques. Always great that you have time to drop in, Barb. And I'm assuming, I know that Misty canceled her sale yesterday, but I'm assuming Jeffrey and Barb are still doing their sale tomorrow night. I didn't see anything saying otherwise, because I think Jeffrey and Misty were together, but I don't know where they're at. So Barb, if you can drop in the chat, just let us know if your sale is still going on tomorrow night, because their sales usually start at 7:30 Eastern. And anyone that's following me probably already follows them, so you probably already know. But they do some epic sales and have some great items. And then after that is Fatbird Finds Flippin' and Sippin'. So you always want to make sure you check theirs out as well. They're at 10 p.m. Eastern. And then I will go ahead and announce, I just confirmed that Fatbird Finds is going to be doing one of my group sales, but they are not doing my next group sale. So I want to announce tonight is, yes, and Nancy did cancel her show tonight. The next group sale I will do is a week from tonight, and the people I will have in that sale are Crafty Jackie and Stephanie from Thrifting Adventures and George from the Antique Nomad. So I'm super excited to have a fun group. What I'm doing for all of my group sales is, I mentioned the fundraiser we did last November. A lot of the resellers participated and they donated mystery boxes as part of the fundraiser. And Kim from Oh My Vintage actually has been won that, and she's been doing she's been doing videos unboxing all of those. But anyway, everyone who donated a box got a slot in one of my live sales. So I reached out, and Crafty Jackie, Stephanie at Thrifting Adventures, and George the Antique Nomad, they all donated boxes. So they are all part of one of my group sales, and it is next Thursday, same time. But the sale next week will be the next sale it'll be next week. I was reading one of the comments. I was trying not to laugh. No, I did not. When I lived in Barrington, we lived in the historic district, which I absolutely loved. But there's this weird hierarchy for anyone outside the Chicago suburbs that they will not understand. Barrington in general is considered a fairly affluent suburb because there are people like Michael Jordan who lives in Barrington. But there are multiple segments of Barrington, including Lake Barrington, Barrington Shores. There's a couple of variations. The historic district was like the slums of the Barrington. We still paid a lot for the house if we get a Barrington address, and we loved it because we were in a 1920s craftsman bungalow. It was falling down around our ears, but we absolutely loved it. But yeah, no, Michael Jordan was nowhere near. He could not even throw a basketball and hit our house, I'm sure. So thanks everyone for joining in. I'm going to go ahead and and thanks for Melly Art for doing the count. So yeah, appreciate you doing the thumbs up. It does help. I know a lot of people don't think that stuff is important, but actually it does. It's all about an algorithm that when YouTube sees that different channels are getting interactions and, people are commenting on them or sharing with them or liking them, they're like, oh, okay, this must be real content. So when you are logged into YouTube and you see suggested content, there is actually math behind that. And so liking any video that you're watching or commenting on it, does carry a lot of weight. And we as resellers and YouTube creators absolutely love when you do that, because it does. It does. It's not just what I want to say, like a superficial or a vanity thing. It does help us. And it does help us know what content people like versus what they don't like. Cozy Llama, thanks for coming back in. I don't think I said hi to you earlier. So we're going to go and get started. Pretty much all the names, I think only a couple people I saw that were that were new to me. If you've been around the vintage live sales, they're all working pretty much the same. But if you're new to my channel, the only thing you really need to keep in mind is I don't do auctions. So anything I show you, I will show you the item. I will give you the fixed price, and then I will give you the item number. You just need to enter that item number into the live chat and make sure it's a live chat, not the comments. So if you weren't seeing all the little hellos that I was doing, you're in the comments, not in the live chat. And yes, it was getting warmer. So I'm in my Hawaiian shirt. So this was actually a costume from a show that I did a couple years ago. And I've lost a lot of weight since then. So it's actually swimming on me. So it probably does look like a robe. But anyway, so the items that I will give you, you need to be the first person to claim. Katie is the one watching my claims tonight. So she will be looking to see who the first person is. She will enter it into the chat. I will try and announce it as well so that there's some verbal confirmation who does actually claim something. If you've never bought from me before, please send me an email to the email address on the screen because although I can see you, I can see your comments, I can't click on you to actually contact you. Some people think we can. We don't have that power. So you have to contact us first. So the prices I give are not including shipping. So I need to know where I'm shipping it to. And then when you get the invoice, you pay that invoice, and then I ship the item. So we're going to get things started. I always, lately, what I've been doing is starting out with my mystery box. And for those who are new to my channel, you're gonna have no idea why I'm showing you this, but this has become the standard. First, I am very much well known for my coasters, and I do not know what it says about me that I'm also now well known for my maxi pads. But months ago, I did an estate sale that I picked up a case of these vintage maxi pads, and I've sold already over 100 of these. All pretty much in one live sale that Nate had to manage, and it drove him crazy. But what I do now is I put them into a mystery box. So if you buy a mystery box, you will get one of these. The way my mystery boxes work are all pretty much the same. I sell them at $15. I will put anywhere between $25 and $30 worth of merchandise in there. Sometimes it still has price tags on it because I had it at a booth or whatever the case. But I always try to make sure it's worth well more than 15, just so you feel like you might have something in there that you'll enjoy. It'll be a lot of little things. So hopefully you have something that's fun about it. This has historically, Fatbird Finds kind of introduced the concept for doing them in live sales, and I absolutely give them full credit, and I totally stole their idea. And a lot of us do these now. The way I do mine a little bit differently because they tend to be the most popular item I have, because there are people who feel that the internet is not fair, and some people have faster internet. What I do on these is I don't tell you the number. You have to guess the number. And I've got a question from Auntie Christy. I still have custom coasters. So the first time somebody buys from me, they'll also get a custom coaster. I still have I no longer have Wade Whimsies. I think I actually just found one. As a matter of fact, I'm emptying out a box. I'm like, oh wait, what's this? So that'll probably make an appearance at a live sale at some point. But I've gone through hundreds of them, and I am out of Wade Whimsies. So there's the way that this is the only item I do this way. You have to guess the number. So what I will do is I will tell you the range. You can enter a number multiple times. So if you want to guess the number, hit enter, then guess a number, another number, hit enter. Katie knows what the number is. She is not open to bribery. She knows what the number is. I know what the number is. So we will watch for the person that types in the correct number. And the first person that types in the correct number will be the person that claims it. So it's just a little bit of fun. Mystery boxes are fun. Now the way to claim it is fun. And, hopefully it does, I want everything to be fair, but, this is just one of those fun ways to do it. So I will tell you the range for this mystery box. Again, you can enter multiple numbers, but the range for this mystery box, the number falls between 60 and 70, between 60 and 70. So let's see what we come up with. If Patrick was a paper doll, his accessories would be a coaster, a maxi pad, and Huck. Okay. All right. Let's see. I just saw the number come across, but I'm going to wait for Katie to confirm who got it. And I do try and keep it showing because I don't want anyone to feel like we're trying to play favorites or something. Multiple people guessed it, so I need to wait for Katie to make sure that her chat is the one that we're seeing. And there we go. It was the person. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. Jumped right as I started to click. So yes, Chad from Retro Days gets the mystery box because the number was 67. So 67 for $15. You'll get a mystery box. I'll try and shipping to Maryland's not expensive, but it's not cheap. So I'll try and kind of mix up what gets in there so you're not paying a huge amount for the shipping portion of it. So I might put some lighter weight stuff in there to kind of round it out. But congratulations, Chad, for picking up the mystery box. All right, going into my next item. And for those who didn't sign on right at the beginning, I will just say I am on the recovery period of getting my second vaccine. Yesterday I was okay. But I was really, really tired, and I did start running a fever. It capped out at one point. I took my temperature with one of those little radar gun things. It said 105, but it normally was like 101, 102. My fever's gone. I'm still a little tired, but so the sale's a little shorter tonight just because I want to make sure I can make it through. So the next item is our ode to boho chic. This is straight out of the 70s. You've got the amber glass with the patinaed bronze brass base. It's this awesome compote. It was something that I had in my booth. For those of you who are new to my channel, I did have a booth for a while. I did close it down. And so some of the things you'll see on here actually still have the price tags from when they were in my booth. This was one of the pieces. It looked great in the booth. I had this great bookshelf that had a lot of the amber glass in it. But the reason I left it was the people that came through the showroom or came through the mall, they were really looking more for they were really kind of looking more for the farmhouse. Everything was, distressed white, pickled oak, that kind of stuff. And my stuff just didn't do very well. So I am making this available here. It will fit in a standard large priority mailbox. It's less than 12 by 12 by 8. So it will fit in there. It's in perfect condition. There's no chips, no cracks. I originally had it in my booth for 20 bucks. And when I was closing out the booth, I knocked it down to 10. It still didn't sell. So I'm selling it here for 10. So $10 for the boho chic amber glass bowl with the brass bronze patinaed brass base. $10 by giving me number 32. $10, number 32 for the boho chic amber glass bowl. Let's see. All right. The next item, I'm kind of working myself through a stack here because I created a wall that I need to get through. Oh, I will also say, if you're paying close attention, because thank you, Victoria. Did you mention your eBay auction? No, I did not. So thank you, Vicky, for sharing. I did have it here, so I would remember to do so, and I, of course, totally forgot. So currently, what I've got going in the auction is this item right here. So this was put into the auction last week. The auction will close in 36 minutes. So if you go into the comment section of this video or just go into my link tree, it's link. If you don't know what Linktree is, it's linktr.ee/thmercantile. It has a link to my eBay store. I only have like a dozen things in the eBay store, but one of them is the auction for this item. There's currently only 2 bids on it. It's currently running for $20.50. So it's got a nice, reasonable, low price on it. It's just a beautiful piece. We never were able to figure out where it came from or who made it or when. There is a potter's mark on the bottom that would indicate probably a studio mark, but no indication of the age. Definitely looking Art Deco, but not sure if it's true Deco or Deco inspired. So yeah, Katie, if you could enter my Linktree link. Yep, she's linking you straight to the, yes, there you go. TH Mercantile, you can find my eBay channel. Oh, hey, Stephanie. So Stephanie's part of the live sale next week. So it's gone up. I don't know why I don't get, oh no, I guess I did. I got a notification. I didn't know it. Oh, you know why? Because I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. So I need to fix that. So, okay, so it is now up to 28. So anyway, this will be running for another half hour. If you end up bidding on it and winning the bid, I will definitely announce you. And then if you get this along with anything else, I'll just combine it with all the shipping, and that's what I did last week for Vicky. She picked up she picked up that cave painting, cave drawing picture that I had talked about a lot. She bought that last week and I just combined it with the other item. And I think if I remember right, you didn't even have to pay any more for shipping because the item you got was so small. I just tucked it in the same box and I just charged you for the item. So that's what's in the auction right now. And then this was what was going to replace it. However, as I started I had to clean it up. And as I started cleaning it up, I discovered a blemish on it. And it's a mid-century modern bowl from Tamik Pottery. from Tamac, T-A-M-A-C in Perry, Oklahoma. It's got this great sinuous line, like total mid-century modern. It's called Frosty Pines is the name of this colorway. And this is the garden bowl. So this would have been either a compote bowl, maybe there were candlesticks that would go along with it. But some people were trying to call it a serving bowl. It's extremely shallow and very, very flat on the bottom. So I don't think it's a serving bowl. I think it's the flower bowl. So it's one of those cases that I thought, because this particular item, there are none available right now for sale on eBay or Etsy. So it would have been a good item to do. But as I was cleaning it up, something I did not see when I picked it up, there is a blemish right there. Now it is not a chip. If you run your fingers over it, you can tell it's actually very smooth. So it just appears to be a place where the glaze either didn't take or the glaze itself flaked off. And it's one of those cases that, yes, I could have photographed that, but it's sometimes hard to photograph it. So I like to be able to show, I don't carry things with damage all that often. But when I do, it's nice to show them in a live sale because I can tell you exactly what it looks like. And you can see it's not big. Like I'm showing my fingernail there. It's a really small blemish. But it is a blemish, all the same. So I felt that this would not end up being a good auction item. And then when this fell out of the auction, I started looking to see what else would go in. And I decided that because I'm doing a group sale next week, I'm not going to have an auction this week, because then it would be happening during the group sale. And I don't want to disrupt that sale, as it's being bid on and, all that. So I will enter something next week and then have it end the following. So there will not be an auction this week. So this one, instead of being on auction, I'm now making it for sale. It's a really nice sized piece. It's got that great mid-century modern line, and the detail, the way they did the color, again, it's called Frosty Pines. The way they did the color is just super cool. And it's white. It's got a weird shape. So I will just say, taking it from like the widest point to the widest point, you're looking at about 12 inches lengthwise. And then like under 11 inches tall. But again, like you can see, there's like this big section that steps out. So from here to here is less than 11 inches. And then I took from the widest part here over to here. So it's a really nice shape. Again, I think it's the flower garden bowl. Very cool. I had never seen it before. I personally was not familiar with Tamac. Again, T-A-M-A-C, if that was being Perry, Oklahoma. But this is definitely one of the colorways that they do, and I am making it available for $18. So the mid-century modern garden bowl with that little blemish along the edge is $18, and you can get that by giving me number 16. $18, number 16 for the mid-century modern Tamac bowl. And I need to turn off my chat. All right, so it looks like we had no takers on the bowl, and I have no way to hold this up right here. There we go. We'll just kind of give it a little different look. And so then number 16 goes to, and Nate is back. So Nate is picking up the gauntlet and taking it up. So Nate is, for Sandy's Lilac, is picking up the Tamac Garden Bowl. So thank you so much, Sandy, for picking that up. And if I missed the person, I don't think anybody got the amber glass. So, but if I missed that, let me know, Katie and or Nate. Okay. Next item, if you watched some of my, I did a haul video or shop with me video. I want to say it was a week or two ago. One of my favorite places called Thrift and Dollar. And this is one of the items that I picked up in that thrift haul. It is a boxed version of a poker set. So you have the traditional lift out poker, sets, these are relatively common, but you can see it actually has hard sides to it because it's going into a hexagonal shaped box. So you've got I can do this. There we go. So you've got the brass handle. You also have 2 decks of cards. They are open. They happen to both be Caesar's Palace, but they are open, so they're not sealed casino cards, because this was probably somebody probably used this. So it is a great looking box. It has a 2-tone color to it. There's a couple, finish issues kind of on the back. It looked like maybe this would have been packed up at some point. It actually might look like there's a piece of tape or something on there. I don't know why, because the hinge is in perfect condition, so there'd been no reason to tape it unless they were taping it shut. It looks like once upon a time it had a key, but there is no key here. So this might be one of those cases, if you're collecting antique keys, you might be able to find something that would actually lock this. But I'm selling it without the key, but it's still a very cool set, and it's the only one I've ever seen, and I am selling that for $20. So $20 for the poker chip set in the hinged box. $20, giving me number 39. $20, number 39 for the poker set. All right. Since Nate is back in the house, I can pull out one of the items that I have in honor of Nate, because Nate was very disappointed last week that I had my daughter help me. He felt quite ostracized. So I, of course, welcomed him back this week, and then he showed up late. But that's okay. I do not hold it against him. But what I do have is this. I have a couple of Nate-inspired enamel items. And so I'm going to start with this. It's a souvenir piece from Rotorua, New Zealand. And I did ask him how to pronounce what was on the back. And I want to say he told me it was Aroa, because I was trying to say Aroha, and the H was softer. So you've got this enamel on, I don't think it's copper, unless it's been, no, I don't. Normally it's enamel on copper, but I don't know. It's got the black base. What is that considered? It's not tin. So actually, now that I say, and I was saying it out loud, I'm not sure 100% what it's enamel on. But oh, so now it is Aroha. All right. Well, I'm just confused. Maybe I was trying to say Aroa, and he was saying no. So anyway, not that anyone particularly cares what the back of it says, but it is a little tiki god as a souvenir dish from Rotorua, New Zealand. So this is available in honor of Nate, your own piece of New Zealand history for Rotorua, and you have it for $5. So $5 for the little enamel coaster, $5 for the little Nate-inspired enamel coaster with the tiki god on for $5 by giving me number 70. $5, number 70 for the little tiki god. Like, it looks like he's like drumming his fingers, like who's the old guy from Simpsons, with his tongue hanging out. And he said, and if its tongue is hanging out straight, Nate said it is a sign of welcome, and if the tongue is sticking out to the side, is a sign of war. So this is obviously a welcoming coaster. He wants to lick you. You can do with that information as you choose, because it looks like the winner of all of the New Zealand coaster goes to Kim Zapf. So thank you, Kim, for picking that item up. Let's see. Hold on. So it looks like somebody did pick up Calypso Antiques picked up the amber glass bowl. I apologize. I missed that, Cat. So the amber glass bowl goes to Calypso Antiques. And the poker set did not sell. So I'll set that up here. I hope it doesn't tip over because it's really heavy. Okay. Yes. It's one of those cases, like, I can't say that I ever particularly noticed New Zealand stuff before, Stephanie. And now because of Nate, anytime I see it, I absolutely have to pick it up. So I am going to now show 2 more New Zealand items. Now this one, I do not want to get anyone confused, but I felt sometimes I do like choice or whatever, and it's hard for me to always feel that that's fair. So I have 2 coasters that are very similar. I have another Rotorua, this time with the kiwi. So you've got the red background with the white kiwi and the black background with the red kiwi. I'm selling them separately. They're each $5. So if you want one over the other, just keep that in mind. You can try and claim the second one. The one I'm going to sell first is the red one. So the red with the white, it's also $5, but this one has the cool kiwi on it. So $5 for the red-backed kiwi, $5 by giving me number 51. $5, number 51 for the red-backed kiwi. And then if you wanted the black-backed kiwi, it is also $5, but you can have the black one by giving me 12. So black kiwi is 12, red kiwi is 51. So I didn't feel like I wanted to sell them as a pair because, I want to split Nate up, let everyone have a touch of Nate. But I felt that, some people might wanted one color or the other. So I figured you get to see both of them, and I will let Nate figure out who got each one of them. The next item it's one of those things. I don't pick these up very often, but I picked this up because it was still in the original packaging. It's just this little decorative plate. Love fills a home with happy memories. It's from American Greetings, from their Lasting Memories line. And it does have a date on it. 72. Had to read the Roman numerals, sorry. So this is from 1972. For those of you not from the Chicago area, it may mean nothing, but it actually still has the original Osco tags on this. Osco is a pharmacy attached to Jewel. It's now Jewel Osco. So this is the old Osco tags. And so it's just this it's still got the original cellophane on it. Some of it's been damaged because there was a price tag on the front. So unfortunately, there's a little bit of damage that punctured the surface. You can kind of see there. But it's just a cute little plate that, suddenly this can become like gift giving. It's just a neat, almost new old stock of a little decorative plate. Love fills a home with happy memories. And it is only $5. So $5 for the little Love Fills a Home plate. $5 by giving me number 82. $5, number 82 for the Love plate. So let's see. So number 12, the black background kiwi went to Halem. And the red background one kiwi went to Rebecca Higgins. Great. Thank you for picking those up. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I guess they are mice. I should have showed a little bit closer, but yeah, they're little mice riding a little bicycle. So number 82 goes to Michelle Ann. So thank you, Michelle, for picking that up. All right. This is getting in my way, so I'm going to go ahead and include this next. This, to be perfectly honest, this is something that had I planned better, I would have sold earlier because it is something I had in my booth. It is something that I was fully aware did not sell, and it's something that I should have offered before Easter, but I forgot. So I'm offering it now because it's not necessarily an Easter thing. It is summer's coming. It's a picnic thing. It is an Indiana glass egg tray, but it has the original box. It's the egg hors d'oeuvres tray from Indiana Glass. So you can see the lovely, the way they photograph food in the 70s. So you've got the original packaging. So not only do you get a perfect condition egg plate, which I will show you in the amber color. I didn't realize I had so many pieces of amber, but in the amber color, you get the original box. And in some cases, the box is probably just as valuable as the plate, because a lot of people would want to use this for backdrops in vignettes or for kitchen decor. So you're getting them both. It's just a great piece. It would have been great, for putting out eggs for Easter. But again, it's more of a have it for picnics, put out your deviled eggs, and then it's got the little relish tray going around the outside. So it is the Indiana glass in the original box. Both the box and the glass are only $10. And it does fit in a 14 by 14 box. I can also Frankenbox it depending on if you buy anything else to make it a little bit flatter, but it's not an oversized box. So it will fit quite nicely. So $10 for the Indiana glass plate and box, $10, giving me number 7. $10, number 7 for the Indiana glass. All right. And I've tried this 5 separate times. I need to turn my do not disturb off because I'm not getting Nate's notes. Sorry about that. So I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% back to normal. So getting there. At least I didn't have a fever today. So that was the high point. So number 7 goes to Victoria H. So thank you, Vicky, for picking that up. All right. Get that out of the way because it was very big and in the way. All right. From glass, we're going to pottery. I had several of these once upon a time, and I did. Hey, Logan. I did sell several of them on live sale, but then I put a bunch of them in my booth. Some of them sold in my booth, but some of them did not. And so they have come back. So this is one that did not sell in my booth. It is an Abington pottery. So you've got the stamp of Abington Pottery, which is an Illinois potter. It was primarily popular. They primarily produced these items basically between the Depression and World War II. They really manufactured bathroom fixtures like tubs and sinks and things. So they have a very heavy base clay. Because when the Depression hit, they decided to get into decorative objects just to diversify because there wasn't a lot of new construction. Once they went out of business after World War II, most of their molds were bought by Hager, which is another Illinois manufacturer. So a lot of these shapes, including this one, are shapes that when people see them, like, oh, that's a Hager. Nope, it was actually Abington. So this one predates the Hager, and it does have the Abington stamp right there on the bottom. You can also see I had it in my booth for $20. It did not sell at $20. I marked it down to 10 and brought it out of my booth, and I'm going to sell it here. I'm going to sell it for 10. So the cream colored Abington console bowl with the ruffled rim is $10, and you can get that by giving me number 41. $10, number 41 for the Abington console bowl. And Katie is doing the play-by-play of the Art Deco vase, which you can see over here in the corner. Currently on my eBay channel or eBay auction. It ends in 15 minutes. So thank you for giving the updates on that. And it looks like number 41 is going to go to Jana Overstreet. To Jana Overstreet. I think you might be new to me, Jana. If you're not, I apologize. But so just make sure you send me an email to the email address on the screen with your shipping information so I can invoice you properly. So thank you for picking that up. All right. The next item was kind of fun. And this is one of the cases I mentioned. Sometimes I do, like, I have multiples or I'll do choice. These are all identical. So I have 3 of the same thing. And this ends up being, I've never carried these before, but I came across kind of a little treasure trove of Cracker Jack toys. And this was a cool one. It is the Midget Auto Racer. So you spin the disc by holding, as shown in the diagram, the midget racer that stops nearest the arrow wins. So you've got like your high-tech activity here. So you spin it. There you go. And number 5 is the winner. Number 3 is the winner. It's a tie. So it's a Cracker Jack toy. You know, back in the old days where the toys were actually pretty cool. I found several of these were basically being sold, but nobody had any consistency of the era that they were printed in. Some were saying they're pre-World War II, because Cracker Jack goes back to 1904 was when Cracker Jack was invented. The little grommet in there, I mean, I would probably say based on the little spaceship style of the cars is probably a 50s, but I am not a Cracker Jack aficionado. Some of them were selling for really high prices, to be perfectly honest, but they were all over the place. And again, to be perfectly honest, I got them at a really good price, so I'm just going to sell them at a really good price. So I have 3 of these, and I'm selling them for $5 a piece. So it's $5. You'll get your little midget auto racer. The first 3 people that give me the number that I'm about to show you, the first 3 people that Nate sees will be the 3 people that will claim these. If you want more than one, you just have to enter the number, hit enter, and then enter it again. And if you can still be in the top 3, I don't know how popular this will be. If you're still in the top 3, you can get more than one. But I only have 3. So the top 3 people that give me this number will claim it. And the number is 1. So the first 3 people that give me the number 1 will claim the little midget auto racer. And, you know, it's a Cracker Jack toy. If this is the only thing you buy from me, the postage will be basically nothing. So that's always a bonus. And I didn't cover for some of the new people. I am based outside Chicago. Hopefully if you asked that, somebody had answered. But for something like this, I can ship this first class mail and just like a little note card. And it doesn't really cost anything. Or if you buy anything else, it won't even add to the weight. It's like probably an ounce, maybe 2. So it does look like we had multiple people. And it looks like the 3 go to Melody, Catherine Young, and Gritty Gret. So congratulations to all of you. And I will have, there's a couple other Cracker Jack toys that I also got. I will have some of those in the sale next week. And for those of you who joined late, the sale next week will include, it's my group sale. So next week will include Stephanie from Thrifting Adventures, Crafty Jackie, and George from the Antique Nomad. And so I had these I pulled into this sale. Excuse me. These I pulled into this sale, and then I will have a couple more items that I got will be in next week's sale as well. None of these, but you know, other Cracker Jack toys. Excuse me. All right. I don't think the cough is associated with fighting off COVID, but I seem to have a cough at the same time as I've been dealing with the second vaccine. All right. The next item I have to admit it's not a mistake because you don't make mistakes in vintage. You have only learning experiences. But this was a mug that I saw and I picked up because I had just done a video where I was talking about Porsgrunn porcelain from Norway. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is a Porsgrunn mug. That's awesome. That's not Porsgrunn. So I did find something at once upon a time afterwards to say what exactly it was. And I forgot to pull it up during the, yeah, I did. Here it is. It's that. So that is the mark. So I thought it was Porsgrunn. It is actually that. It's still a cool mug. I still like it. It's just not, it doesn't fit the stuff that I was talking about. So it is a flying fish mug that happens to be from, I guess it's a Barbados mug, although it makes it look like the flying fish are from Barbados. So I'm assuming this was probably a souvenir mug from Barbados. It is still a very high quality product. It's just not Porsgrunn. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I still got a decent price on it. So I'm selling it for $5. It's just a cool mug. Father's Day is coming up. You know, I don't know if you really go fishing for flying fish, but you know, you've got the very stereotype of, you know, fathers go fishing. I never did. Well, except when I was forced to when I was a child. But anyway, it's $5 for the flying fish mug. It's actually got a cool shape too because it's tapered at the top. So it has the quality of Porsgrunn. It's just not Porsgrunn. So $5, and you can have it by giving me number 52. $5, number 52 for the Barbados flying fish mug. All right. I think this is my last piece of amber glass. I don't know why I ended up having it as a surplus of amber glass tonight. But this was another piece. As I said, I used to have a bookcase. Hey, Kim, I was talking about you earlier. I had a bookcase in my booth that had a large number of amber glass on it. And so I did have a handful of pieces that did not sell that I'm selling now. This one is a little divided plate. I did not research the pattern. Some of you probably are more familiar with this era and this type of glass. You might know better than I do. This one I did mark down. Originally, I had it with my old tags. I had to mark it down with the new tags to $9, and I'm keeping it at the $9. So $9 for the divided amber glass dish. $9 by giving me number 46. $9.46 for the divided amber glass dish. And we had no takers on the Barbados mug. So I'll put that up here. And looks like my latest bids. So the Deco vase is up to $37.50 is where that is now on my eBay channel. So that auction will end in 7 minutes. All right. Next item, get this out of the way because it's covering up a couple other pieces. This is a very large item. And it's actually an item that I've had I purchased it to resell. And then it kind of got incorporated into my personal collection. And I did like it, but it's not something I necessarily wanted to build a collection of. I'm just going to show it to you. And you guys tell me what you think it is. So I don't want to build a collection of these, but I did pick this up. And as thrift stores go, I paid up for it because these sell fairly regularly on eBay and on Etsy and pretty much across the board price-wise. Like there are currently multiples of this listed for over $100. And then there's also several of them that are listed far under that. And Nate wins the speediness award. It is a spittoon. So it has the angled size. So you would set this on the floor. Is not a cuspidor. This is not one you would carry with you. So this is actually one you would sit on the floor so that when you spit into it, it would drain into the middle. Lovely as that sounds. And then there it is. Then you've got the hole that when it fills up, you can tip it out and you'd be able to empty it. It is a yellowware pottery. This is, from all indications, over 100 years old, which is why I had it in my collection for as long as I did, because it looked really cool. It's not marked because pieces of that age wouldn't necessarily be marked. It's attributed to a lot of different places, Bennington pottery. Some of the British ones say they're Rockingham pottery. That glaze is very distinctive. Is just a very distinctive look. But again, there's like a dozen of these listed. And so I just never felt like putting it up there. So I'm going to offer it here, and I'm going to offer it to you at a really good price. They've sold for more than this, and every single one that is currently listed is selling for more than what I'm asking for. So I am asking $35 for this spittoon. Again, it will fit in a standard size box. So $35 for I'm just going to say the yellowware glazed pottery because I can't tell you exactly the attribution to it, but it does have the shell motif. So if I rambled long enough, you guys probably could have been Googling on eBay to see how much they're selling for. But you get it here for $35. $35 by giving me number 68. $35 for number 68 for the spittoon. And Katie felt that the divided dish was a thumbprint. So thank you for that. But it had no takers. So we're going to set that to the side and we'll deal with that later. All right. Next one, we'll go to something smaller. Sometimes you just find things as you're cleaning boxes out and, trying to make room in the garage for your daughter to park. And I came across more swizzle sticks. I didn't even know I had them. So I just they're kind of just random. There's some really cool ones in here though. There's the moose, like clinging to the telephone pole. That one does not have a advertising on it. So like that was probably just a novelty one. There's the Hangar, the Ramada Inn, the Hangar restaurant, the Ramada Inn. You've got a golf club one. You've got Eddie Webster's, a restaurant with a little shield and kind of the, got the carved letters. You've got the Hotel Del Coronado in San Diego. You've got the Coco Inn with the little lamp, the lamplight thing. This one's kind of a cool Egyptian revival from Sarge Blitz in Lafayette's Finest. Kind of carrying a bowl on her head, kind of Etruscan, I guess. And then another Ramada Inn with the little dude with the top hat. So there are 8 of these, kind of just random, non-themed. 8 of these for $5. So I've got all 8 of the swizzle sticks. You can have them for $5 by giving me number 74. $5, number 74 for the set of swizzle sticks. All right. Excuse me. These I've had also in the past. And let's see. I'm falling behind here. All right. So no takers on the spittoon, but I'm not about to try and balance that behind my head. All right. The next one, this was something that I had done a lot of this during the Christmas season in my booth, and I'm down. This is my last set. So this is an actual still sealed canister of Charles Dickens Black Blend tea. It had been in my booth for $9. And then the little tea strainer that's available because it's a loose tea. You get the little tea strainer that had been available in my booth for $3. So what would have been $12 in my booth, I am selling here for $8. So $8 for the Simpson and Vale literary tea, the Charles Dickens Black Tea Blend. $8 by giving me number 96. $8.96 for the tea and strainer. Let's see. The swizzle sticks go to Melody. So thank you, Melody, for picking up the swizzle sticks. All right. I've got another enamel dish. This one does not have any indication that it's from New Zealand. It doesn't have that sticker on the back. I did pick it up in the same place because there are all kinds of enamel pieces. And one of them I'll be showing next week that I included, that I included in one of my Shop With Me videos. But this is just an awesome, this is probably more of a, I apologize. This is probably just more of a dish because you can see the bottom of it's not as flat as some of the other coasters. So this one I think is really more of a decorative, like more of a pin dish or a tray. But what's really cool about it is, so it's got the blue enamel, which is just absolutely beautiful. And hopefully you can kind of see the little gold pieces that are in there are raised. Now, I do not know if they are raised, like if that's enamel that they're raised by, or if that is like, if that's wire, like they're trying to do some level of cloisonne. The way that you can see the one on the top, it's kind of overlapped like a pretzel. So I think it's wire. And then they put the enamel colors in between. So it's like they kind of was doing cloisonne, but they didn't cloisonne the entire piece. So I just thought this was a beautiful piece. It's, it just kind of has a neat look to it. It's got almost like a granite ware base being done to it. It's coated. It's got a shine to it. And again, that's not the way the other ones were done. So again, I don't think it necessarily has anything to do with the others. But I picked them all up in the same place. So you never know. So maybe New Zealand, maybe not New Zealand. I did ask Nate if that represented anything in New Zealand, and he said no. But it is a beautiful piece, and I am offering this here. So it's enamel. And again, I'm going to say enamel on copper based on the fact it looks like those are copper wires that they use to make the separations. Enamel on copper. The little dish is $10. $10 for the little blue dish by giving me number 85. $10, number 85 for the little blue enamel dish. So it looks like the vase ended its auction. Let me see if I got an email. Tell me who won it and see if it's somebody from the sale. Let's see. I pull up the item. It says it's sold, waiting payment. It's not you, it's us. Give me my link. Sold to somebody named Barbara. So do we have a Barbara in the house? So I'd love to give you credit if it's one of the people, but it's a Barbara 600, and then there's more numbers. I don't want to give out the whole thing, but if there's a Barbara in the house, unless if that's Winking Owl, the only Barbara I know is Winking Owl Antiques, but I don't know what her eBay name is. So number 85, the blue enamel dish goes to Kim. So I will add that to the tiki enamel that you got earlier. All right. Next item, this goes, almost knocked this off. I'm going to show this piece because I almost broke it. This pair was also in a video I did recently. I did a shop with me video. And I picked this up as part of a set. And what I wanted was the tray that this was being sold with. I'm 100% confident that the tray that this was being sold with did not go with these because the tray was far too large to hold just the creamer and sugar. Maybe it could have held the teapot, but I don't think it was big enough to hold a teapot along with these. So I think it happened to be the same pattern. I was adding Picard items to my personal collection of those trays. These became superfluous, but it was being sold as a set. So I picked it up. So what I found interesting about these, and I highlighted it in the video, so they are Picard, but this one actually has a big X through the Picard, and it's because Picard decorated other people's china. So you can see there's another stamp on there from Turn, but it's from Czechoslovakia. TK. I can't read the script. It's not a company that I'm familiar with, but it's a Czechoslovakian porcelain that was shipped to the United States. Picard is based outside of Chicago. It was shipped to the United States, and then Picard would do this type of decorating. So they're both the exact same pattern, but if you look really closely, the only thing I can think of is the background on this one, which has the big X in it, means it was a second. The background is a little bit darker than the background on this one. So it just has a little bit more patina. I think they still look perfectly good together. It's just, I think it's interesting that, when they were marking, it wasn't bad enough that they destroyed it, because if it was bad, they wouldn't want the Picard name out there. But they went ahead and let it go, but they marked it as a second so that anyone who would buy it would know, oh, okay, but second quality. Somebody shared, I can't remember what manufacturer, that sometimes the laborers would purposely mark something as a second because then it would go into the factory store and then they could buy it cheaper. I don't know if that was something that was done here, because it does look in perfectly good condition. But if I had to really, really compare, I would say the background of this one's a little bit darker. So anyway, I'm selling the creamer and sugar. Both of them are Picard. This one is not a second. So they're both, and they are both of the same pattern. And I'm selling them just for $12. So $12 for the creamer and sugar of the Picard design, $12 by giving me number 28. $12.28 for the creamer and sugar. So the check that does a THUN, and I would agree with that. There's a TK above it, and I don't know what the TK stands for, but now that you say that, THUN totally looks normal. I was thinking that H was part of that K from above it. So yeah, so Thun or Tun would be the Czech label. The creamer doesn't show the original manufacturer, which I've noticed sometimes, because I have several of these. I've noticed a lot of times it doesn't say, and I don't know if it's because it was the blank, they just didn't mark it. I don't know what the culture or the protocol was for that kind of stuff. But it looks like number 28 went to Susan Way. So thank you, Susan, for picking up the creamer and sugar. I'm trying to turn my head, but the microphone's right on me, so you guys are probably all hearing my coughs. Excuse me. All right. Next item is near and dear to my heart because it is Pimpernel, but it is not a coaster. It is Pimpernel placemats. And this is a case where I should sell them closer to Christmas, but to be honest, I'm so close to cleaning up my inventory and actually being organized that I didn't want this to stop me. So I'm selling it. It is an original box of the Pimpernel placemats. They have the look of the Spode Christmas tree, but there's no reference to Spode on here. Like, it doesn't say that they're stealing their design or that's in partner with Spode. But to me, I don't have a lot of Spode, but I've carried it before. And to me, with that Santa on the top, that's the Spode tree. But I guess it wasn't copyrighted or whatever, but Pimpernel basically did the same thing. It is a set of, excuse me, it is a set of 6 of these little circular placemats. Personally, I think these would look great as a backdrop to a Christmas display or an underplate to like a little Christmas tree or a little small vignette to accent it, as opposed to actually using them as placemats, but they are placemats or trivets as well. So it's just a cool set in its original box, and I don't come across Pimpernel in its original box very often. So you've got the full set of Pimpernel, 6 placemats with the Christmas tree design, and you can have those for $10 by giving me number 90. $10, number 90 for the Pimpernel coasters. So Nesting's saying that they're doing that. We were just talking about L. Bean before you joined. So yet another Land's Ender up there from Maine. So yeah, so they do the same thing. They'll cross it out. When I think when I did the video, I talked about Hager had a process when they had seconds, they applied a sticker. And so that unscrupulous buyers, and in some cases, even somebody who's buying it for their own use, back in the day, you'd take the sticker off, because who would want to announce that you were carrying something that was second? And so now as a reseller, particularly here in the Chicago area, because the seconds were not shipped out, they were only available locally, I run across more seconds than I run across firsts. And in some cases, they're not marked. So you got to really pay attention. Like, is this a second, or what could make this a second? Because people will remove those stickers. So it's nice when they're fully stamped like that. Halem's being punny. If it's not Spode, it's supposed to be. So yes, I would have to agree with that. So let's see. So number 90, the Spodish placemats goes to Victoria H. All right. Let's see. Did I miss one? I think I did. Let's see. So, okay. So we had 85. Oh, so Barb Lee is in the chat. Well, congratulations, Barb. I'm sorry I hadn't seen you in the chat. So congratulations for picking up the Art Deco vase. So congratulations to Barb Lee, who's in the chat, for picking that up. So congratulations. All right. Next item. This was one of my favorite items in the booth, and I was sad that it didn't sell. And it's possible I had too high of a price on it. I originally was selling this. Let's get rid of that. It's a large format, decorative Asian style bowl. It has a chop mark on it, possibly a contemporary chop mark. I've yet to figure out how to tell ages of the different chop marks. But from a purely decorative object, which appeared to be what people that came to the mall where my booth was located, they were only looking for decorative objects. They could care less if something was vintage or antique or had any significance. They just wanted it because it was pretty. And that's fine. I like pretty things too. But this just ended up, not matching that farmhouse style that they were all trying to do, because I guess they weren't trying to recreate, middle of China farmhouses. So this is just, I feel, a beautiful piece of decorative porcelain with these rich colors in there of the terracottas and the blues in absolutely perfect condition. When it had been in the booth, I was asking $25 and it didn't sell. So I knocked it down to 12. So $12 for the decorative porcelain Asian style plate. $12 by giving me number 78. $12.78 for the Asian style plate. All right. Next item is a set of magazines. Slowly but surely, I had gotten a mixed lot of these. And these I'm trying to pull themes to make sense of what I'm selling. And this ended up being a set of basically cover images where the cover image was of a specific person. I have several others that were like different government stories and multiple stories, or the picture wasn't of anything in particular. So this one is a Post magazine from Mary Tyler Moore, and this is from November of 1966. A Life magazine of Mae West going strong at 75, and that's from April 1969. And then on the memorial issue of Martin Luther King, which was April 1968. So I pulled the three of them. I was going to do the Martin Luther King by himself and just decided to go ahead and put them into a set because I am trying to go through them, try to get through the rest of the inventory to basically clean up my garage. So it's a set of all three of the magazines, the Martin Luther King, the Mae West, and Mary Tyler Moore. You never would have thought you'd put those three people in the same sentence, would you? Three magazines, all three of them you get for a set of $9. Hey, Brooke, thanks for joining us. Off to bed you go. $9 for the set of three magazines from 1968 and 1969. $9 for number 79. $9.79 for the set of three magazines. And number 78, the Asian style plate, went to Michelle Ann. So thank you, Michelle, for picking that up. That little love plate will probably like fit right in the middle of it. When I go to pack it up, it'll be very easy to ship it to you. All right, so I was trying to get to this, which I had piled all this other stuff on top of, because I think this is the last remnant I have of an old video that I did about, it had to have been a couple of months now, where I did a live haul of a bunch of vintage video games, vintage board games. And this is the vintage edition of Clue. So I was debating what to do with it. I can't remember if this is the one that had a date on it or not. All the other games were from the 60s. This one it still has the copyright of 1956 is the copyright on this version of the game. It has a great condition of the board. It still has the Clue sticker on the board, and then the great graphics of the Clue of the different rooms. So the hall, the study, the library, the billiard room, conservatory, all of them. It includes still the directions. It includes a couple sheets, kind of been already used up, and that you might be able to like erase a couple, but somebody made Xerox copies of them because they ran through them. This is the style of the card. So that's the art on the back of the card. And at the billiard room. I will not swear that all of the pieces are here, but they appear to all be here. So I will admit I did not actually do a cross-reference. Every other game that I had, the big pieces were all there. So I'm kind of doing a trust level on that. But I think this is really designed more for the art. Like, if you want to play Clue, you can go buy one. But this is just, the box is cool. I did a video at a shop along where they were taking the boxes and cutting them up and framing them. And it was like, that's like the simplest idea. And it looks so cool. I actually took a set of the cards, not from this set, but from other sets, and I framed all of the individual cards of different eras of the Clue game for who was included and what they looked like, Miss Scarlet and all the different people. So, whether you play it or whether you use it for the art, I'm just selling it for $10. So $10 for the Clue board game. And you get that by giving me number 14. $10, number 14 for the Clue board game. All right, the three magazines went to Christina Why did I lose? There we go. So number 79, the 3 magazines went to Christina Gonzowski. I'm glad you made it home safe, Christina, and thank you for picking that up. And the clue game goes to Halem. So congratulations, Halem and Melody, for picking up the clue game. Next item, I actually did have one more piece of Abington pottery. This is a pink Abington console bowl. This one has a glaze issue. It's not, again, it's not a chip. It looks like a bubble where the glaze kind of bubbled on it. So like to me, this would have been one that was sold as a second at the time it was made. But it's not marked as a second because I don't know if Abington did that. But you've got the same story. It's again a heavier quality of clay. It's a really pretty pink color. And it's just a very low, bulb bowl, flower garden bowl, console bowl, just with that little blemish on the back. But if you just spin it around, no one will even see it. And so it is also $10. So $10 for the pink Abington console bowl, $10 by giving me number 63. $10, number 63 for the Abington pink console bowl. We're starting a debate whether Melody and Halem already own the game. Well, you can never have too many versions of Clue. No, I'm still not 100%. All right. Next one. This is actually brand new. I did not do a video on this one. But this is my COVID vaccine haul. I picked these up. I decided I had to drive 2 hours to get my vaccine. When I was trying to get the first vaccine that once in my area, it was one of those games where you were like trying to get an appointment and you were like going on at midnight, going on at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was spending literally hours trying to get an appointment. I couldn't. So I found one 2 hours away. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get it. And then maybe by the time I get my second one, I can get one locally. Well, they did start opening things up and I suddenly had the ability. And then they said, oh no, if you didn't get your first one with us, you can't get your second one because that'll mess up our dosages. So I had to drive 2 hours again to get my second dose, but that's fine because I went to Goodwill's. So these were a set of fans. And what I found fascinating about these is they are identical in design. They all have the little embellishments and every other alternating fan. But this one has a slightly different hanging mechanism than this one. So I did buy these. They were marked individually, and so I picked up all 3. And then when I started doing the research on them, it appears they normally only were sold as a set of 2 because every other listing I ever found only showed 2 of them. Well, I have 3. So, and I think, if you're going to decorate, you decorate in 3s. 3 is a much more, that's the number of nature. You want to do in odd numbers because you can do different arrays. And you can't tell that they're from different makers. So, but evidently they were 2 different sets from 2 different eras, 2 that matched and then one kind of oddball one that still matches. So all the ones that I was finding were selling. There were, there's some listed for much more, but they were selling basically $15 to $20 for a pair. So I'm selling all 3 for $14. So $14 for a set of 3 of the little brass wall fans. $14 for a set of 3 by giving me number 89. $14, number 89 for the Boho Regency brass fans. So number 63, the pink Abington bowl went to Cricket Harrington. So thank you, Cricket, for picking that up. And let's see, I think I've only got 1 item left. Yep, 1 left. All right, this was also in a video I just recently did. It is a Minton dresser tray. So number 89 goes to Christina Gonzowski. So hopefully, I know you bought something else too, Christina. Let's see, what else had you bought? Magazines. We may split those up because I'm shipping to California. We'll figure out ways to get those shipped to you as inexpensively as possible. So thank you for picking that up. All right, so last piece is this Minton dresser dish. It is the Vanessa pattern. It is bone china. It is in absolutely pristine condition. No chips, no cracks, no issues with the gold trim, no crazing. You know, Minton is one of the highest names of porcelain. I don't come across it very often, and I ended up coming across two pieces in the same place. And so selling this one here, it's the Minton dresser dish, or dresser tray, pin dish, whatever you want to call it. We're $15 for the Minton, $15 by giving me number 99. $15, number 99 for the Minton dresser tray. So Christina is excited to pick up the fans. Yeah, like I said, some of the prices were all over the place. A lot of people don't know that when you're looking on eBay, if you change the filter, you can look at sold comps. And that's really what you need to pay attention to, because what people are asking, I could ask $1 million, doesn't mean I'm going to get it. And so when I was seeing what they were selling for, and I don't have 1 million people going through my channel. So I want to give it, I got a good price on it. I'm giving you a good price. So I'm glad you're happy, and it'll hopefully balance out because I'm shipping them across country. So it may actually cost you a little bit more to get them. But yeah, so the Minton tray was number 99. Looks like we had a couple people going in for that one. So Cindy J got the Minton tray. The one thing that I wanted to check, and I was trying to, every time I pulled it up, I was looking. Number 96, the tea, yeah, I missed it. So 96, the tea and the strainer had gone to Susan Way. I did not announce that, so I apologize, Susan, but you had gotten the tea and the strainer. I would have thought that would have sold, and I didn't have that one written down. So what I have is sitting behind me, and that's it. So for those of you who've been here the whole time, first of all, thank you so much. I apologize for the coughing and hacking a little bit there, and hopefully you didn't get too annoyed with that. But that's why I kept the sale a little bit shorter, because I knew I didn't want to get drained. I did the live chat with Katie on her channel last night, and I was like totally caffeinated and trying to make sure I was upbeat and happy and positive, but I went straight to bed the minute that thing that was over. So I wanted to make sure I could try and keep you guys entertained tonight, because I do really appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and I wanted to do a sale, but I kept it a little bit simpler this time around. So thank you so much. Oh yeah, there you go. Susan picked up the tea because it goes with the creamer and sugar. Perfect. And thank you, Katie. I did. I had fun last night. So if you didn't catch the live last night, Katie from Vintage and Vinyl has started a new segment, new series of show and tell. I won't hold it against her that I was not her first guest, but I was her third. But she started with Daniel from Tacky As Me about brooches. And then she had Miss Pamela was on last week. I was on last night. And next week will be Jack's tracks for his Rush collection, which seems like uber specific. So I'm fascinated to find out what he includes. But for those of you who might have come in a little bit late, I will highlight what I did. Thank you. Thanks you, Kat. I'm glad you enjoyed it. For those that came in late, I will share. So this sold. So again, congratulations to Barb Lee for picking that up on auction. And again, I do not have an auction going this week because I did not, the item I was going to put on auction I found was damaged. But I didn't want to end up doing an auction during the middle of my group sale next week. And again, the group sale next week is with George from the Antique Nomad, Stephanie from Thrifting Adventures, and Crafty Jackie. So it'll be the same time, but there'll be 4 of us running next week. So the items that did not sell were the Barbados Flying Fish mug. That was $5, and that was number 52. Yeah, Halem, Rush, an entire show and tell segment dedicated to Rush. The spittoon did not sell. And really, if this doesn't sell, I'm going to put it right back where it was. There's still a Fernadent in the carpet where this has been sitting for the last 6 months. Also, Karen Dondelinger is picking up the Barbados mug. So thank you, Karen, for picking that up. The spittoon was $35, and that was number 68. Again, there are some of these listed, and we're selling for over $100. So this one, $35 for the unattributed, possibly Bennington pottery spittoon. But it does look good in the Huckster collection if that doesn't go someplace else. Did number 46? No, that was what was here. So 46, the amber divided glass plate was $9. I don't understand Nate's note. Oh, Julie must have been asking a question. Okay. Yes, number 1 and 51 had been, 12 and 51 have both been claimed. Proud American, I think the spit is pretty absent. I could add some for you if that'll help you buy it, but I think the liquids going through the mail is not usually welcome by the U.S. Postal Service. So anyway, the amber glass bowl is number 46, $9. And then that was it. Everything else sold. Oh, no, the poker chips. So this was the box of poker chips. Was $20, number 39. $20, number 39 for the wooden cased set of poker chips. $20, 39. And that be it. So I tried to keep it short. I still rambled a lot, so still ran longer than I anticipated, but hope you guys had fun. I do appreciate when you come out. I do appreciate all the support that you give me, and appreciate, wow, Melody's seen Rush in concert 6 times. Yikers. That's some dedication. So you'll definitely want to catch Katie's sale, or Katie's show and tell next week. And thank you, Brian, for. I actually feel okay. The cough is just one of those weird things that's like I have a tickle in my throat. I'm not sure if there's anything to do with my body fighting off the vaccine or what, but like my fever's down, which that I was like super happy. Because that actually did spike quite a bit yesterday, but now I'm just still tired. So I will try and get invoices out by this weekend again. It's a smaller sale, so hopefully I'll be able to do that. And appreciate all the support. Everyone tell me. I try not to share too much information because you guys don't really care, but I appreciate that you do care. And I do feel better. Yesterday was a little iffy. I didn't luckily have some of the horrible reactions that I hear other people get. Mine were ridiculously mild. I was just tired, and that's fine. Luckily, my job was loose enough that I was able to take a nap during the day, so I was I wasn't totally stressed. And then today I was, pretty much took it easy again today. And it's just this little tickle that again, I don't even think it has anything to do with COVID. It might just because the weather's changing, the leaves are coming out of the trees. Spring is here. I don't know. Who knows? I may have allergies. But anyway, appreciate, let's see. So Rita's saying that she saw, wow, Rush with Black Sabbath. I can imagine that would be an awesome one too. Hey, Lisa, thanks. I didn't see you come in. So thanks for joining with, Lisa did a really nice donation. She actually donated one of the most valuable items to the fundraiser last year. A great portrait of they weren't dachshunds, I think they were pointers, but actually sold for one of the highest prices of anything from the fundraiser. And that came from Moonstruck Vintage, and you can follow her on Instagram. So again, thank you all so much for joining me. So Cindy, same thing. Oh, wow. Okay, I don't think I have a rash. Something to look forward to. No, I don't think I have a rash. That's weird. That I have not had. Like I said, so the tickle in my throat, maybe nothing to do with the vaccine, just might be allergies. But that tiredness definitely was that. I'd heard a lot of people say that was real. It was just yeah, you know what? I just want to go back to bed. That was it. So it's one of those cases. 21 to Okay, so now we're all comparing Rush. So yeah, it looks like we got a lot of Rush fans. So you definitely want to join again. Vintage and Vinyl. That'll be her show and tell at 9:30 Eastern next Wednesday. So just mark your calendars. She does them every Wednesday now at 9:30 Eastern. I don't know what she's got scheduled after that, but so Rush is the one next week, and then for live sales, Nancy is not doing her live sale tonight. I never saw if Barb entered a note, but I'm assuming that Jeffrey and Barb are doing her sale tomorrow night. Their sales tomorrow night on the Real Nifty Vintage channel, and then Fatbird Finds always does theirs on Friday night. I think Dee does hers on Saturdays, I think 1 p.m. Eastern. So anyway, a lot of choices. I realize you guys have a lot of choices. Really appreciate the support you give me, and thanks so much for joining the show and becoming one of my Huckster Hecklers. So thanks again. Everybody have a great night. Thanks for putting your trust in Trusty Huckster. Bye-bye.